Welcome everybody to gameplay pacing. What was the title again, Jova?
Bad Gameplay Pacing 101. But also, people,
Yeah,
welcome to the tech demo of what Final Fantasy VII would come to you like if it were stripped of its wonderful gameplay. And if Cloud was turned into a girl.
Oh.
That's a very specific
and
title.
Personality.
Ouch.
So let me get this
yeah,
straight. So let me get this straight. Cocoon has been constantly going all paranoia and stuff, but you're telling me that so wait a minute. So what this game is telling me is that one race disrupted and this causes all-out war. Look, I know the city is paranoid, but even still, this is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, Theo, guess what? It's time for Jonah to go mad again because this is the part where the AMP returns. Remember?
The what now?
That.
You'll see, Jonah. You'll see. Hold on.
AMP? Is that a gameplay mechanic?
Don't worry, Joe. No, Joe. It's a plot point that I'm pretty sure you'll remember when it happens. Don't worry. When it happens, you'll know for sure what we mean. Don't worry.
Yeah.
AMP. That doesn't ring a
Don't
bell.
worry,
You're about to find out, Joe, I think.
You're about to find out right now. So, there you go.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna be confused, so get ready.
Can't get anywhere. No, why did I say that?
Yeah, I don't know about this.
So, how are you gonna get down from here? Take a guess, Choco.
Oh, they're gonna use that thing Lightning used, aren't they? That's what the AMP is.
Basically, we dropped that from the story altogether, but now that we need it again, we're using it again. And for some reason, Lightning has enough for everybody.
Question, how does Saz know what this is? Because I'm pretty sure the first time they used this, he was completely baffled with what it was. Now he's acting like a pro with it.
Why did you have to go with them, Vanille?
Okay, here's my question. Okay, two questions. One, why didn't they use this before in other situations? Second, does Lightning store a bunch of these gizmos in her boobs or something? Where did she get this?
And again, how the heck is Saz all of a sudden now knowledgeable of how to use these? I remember when he first used them. In fact, he didn't have any of them. He was completely baffled with how she did it.
Hold on, Jova. Comedy incoming regarding Vanille. And you know how that is.
Let me guess, fan service-y.
That's how they get around on Cocoon. That's how one
Okay, pay attention. Okay. Here's another thing that baffles me about Lightning's character. Hold on.
Right.
Okay. After this part, I want to show a specific interview with Ali Hillis. Because you know that line where she said "right" all of a sudden for no apparent reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was confused myself too when I first played this game, but then I saw an interview by Ali Hillis where she actually explains the purpose of this line. So I'm actually planning on having us watch that particular interview. It's a small one, don't worry. It's like 3 minutes.
If I recall correctly, this was one of the first things they developed in the game because the very first trailers of the game took place in the Eden Expressway we are in right now. In fact, I think there's an upcoming cutscene that goes showing the behemoth that's basically straight taken from the very first trailer of the game.
Okay, Heckcannon, Chiroy.
Yes.
Remember that episode of Family Guy in season 4 where Drew Barrymore played Chris's new teacher?
Yes.
Remember how she pulled the quizzes out of her boobs?
Yeah.
That's my headcanon. Lightning
just pulls everything out of her boobs.
As an infinite store of electric flying gizmos from her boobs. That's my headcanon right now. Well, this game. Well, Toriyama has a huge fascination with Lightning's boobs, so for all we know, it could be true.
Well,
even though we never even see them in this game.
Well, another reference you could.
Don't worry, Jova. Don't worry, Jova. That's what Lightning Returns is for.
Oh,
really?
Sadly, yes.
They even included boob jiggle physics in that game.
And remember, there are costumes in that game that change Lightning's boob size.
Yes.
I was gonna say, for the sake of Jova, you could have just made a reference to Rouge in Sonic Generation.
You know, honestly, at this point, Rouge seems really tame. But oh yeah, I get it. The bombs.
Yeah.
Okay. So while this is going on, I'm gonna see if I can quickly try to get that interview. Shouldn't be that hard to find. Ellie Hillis.
So yeah, a
typing
plot
anyway,
device like the
nothing.
AMP was literally brought back, and now characters who had no idea how to use it in the past can now use it just fine.
I guess situational. It's like this game was developed by PCs and but then they forgot to connect them properly.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Hold on.
What the
Yeah,
heck?
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's this one. I remember this being the camera angle. they
Okay,
used.
what's with the tornado now?
It's Iroga, third level magic.
Okay, Joe, but this is going to be like the Lightning Returns clip at the end of that Sonic Boom part. This is going to have to be a clip, not the entire interview, but just that one clip that explains the sentence, because I actually want to make that a part, because it's kind of interesting to see where that right line came from.
Sure, why not? Just as long as we know the time to start it.
Don't worry. It's a 3-minute video. It's very easy to...
Oh, goody.
It's a 3-minute interview, so whatever.
Oh, in that case, might as well look at the whole thing. As long as it's relevant enough.
It is. I want to at least show the clip where she explains the right line. At least that. It's not.
So, who's fighting against who?
What's there to explain about one word?
No, it's because Shiroi. When I first, because Shiroi, she says that a lot in the game. Like every time she does something, she's like, right. And,
So, hey.
Like basically every time an enemy appears, or every time she, decides to go forward or something, she always goes right. And for the first time I played this game, I was like, okay, why the hell do you keep saying that? It's not exactly a good catchphrase,
What?
But then when I saw Ali Hilda's interview about because it turns out that's kind of the localization team's way of getting around a particular cultural barrier from the Japanese language.
So, Pedro, question.
What is it?
About that scene where Rigdea shot Sid in the head, was Sid in charge of a completely different organization that's now rebelling against the organization that was under the,
He was made Primarch at the place of Daisley.
Yeah, basically Daisley disappeared as far as Cocoon is concerned because he's now pretty much near where Orphan is.
Well, I get that. What I'm wondering is, like, well, is there, like, so, like, it's all out war, but is it, like, versus, like, the SciComm soldiers versus another army or something?
There are different things. There's the cavalry, led by Rigdea. There's our party members. There are the Cocoon defense forces, and then there are the pulse monsters.
Now it makes sense. I'm guessing Sid was in charge of the Cocoon defenses at the point, and that's why Rigdea felt betrayed, I guess?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, okay, here it is.
Special move, Army of One.
Alright, here it is. So basically, by grinding Lightning's Ravager roll to the maximum like I did, you can unlock Lightning's most powerful attack, Army of One.
My god, an actual special attack move.
Basically, it's the Omni Slash of this game.
Yeah.
Finally!
It takes a lot of damage. And you know what's funny, as Spoonie pointed out, you basically end up spamming this move like hell, and Lightning every single time says, I'm no one's slave.
Yeah, basically every time she does a move, she always goes, I'm no one's slave. I'm no one's slave.
So we're finally getting something akin to limit breaks, like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
far into the game?
Torium, I would like to have a word with you.
Yeah.
So we're finally
Maybe
getting...
that's the character.
Don't worry, Sova. That's we'll have limit breaks. We'll have limit breaks in Lightning Returns, but only in the post game.
I get that. What I'm saying is, like, we're finally getting something in this game akin to limit breaks. And it's this far into the game where we're going to get to see the other characters' limit breaks, or what they're...
Trader.
Special moves, you mean? No, just Lightning. I only bothered to get Lightning because Lightning is the only one that's worth a shit.
Okay.
And if they destroy it, bad things are gonna happen.
No shit, Sherlock.
Well, I guess this part of Cocoon seems just fine. What was that you said about All Out War? Oh.
There it is, the scene from the trailer.
Yeah, this is basically the scene from the 2006 reveal trailer.
Wait, that's a Thief?
Scene.
Scene.
Oh,
This was the very first cutscene that was shown to the public in 2006.
You poor sods had no idea.
Yep. Now, again, the game looked pretty impressive back then.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, if I was looking at that on first impressions, I think that was kind of good.
Yeah. Anyway, now we're fighting the Behemoth King. So, since Teo is our Behemoth specialist, would you care to take over, Teo?
Well, basically, it functions as the other behemoths. Basically, you have to damage him a bit, then he takes his horn and transforms it into a weapon, stands up on 2 feet, and decides to heal himself and buff himself.
I guess the difference.
It functions as any other behemoth, it's just a different labeled one.
Yeah, I guess.
Different color pattern.
Yeah, I guess the main difference is that he's not all mechanical and cyborgish like the others.
Joe, there are organic behemoths and there are mechanical behemoths in this game. They're actually surprising a good variety. There's actually.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Neat.
Okay, my problem with most of the behemoths in this game is that they have 2 forms. Basically, when you turn them,
just as I said, Pedro.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it, honestly. Again, just another way of drawing out the battles.
I think we tried to make a compromise between the behemoths of the classic behemoth and the ones from 12, but the end result was a mess.
Fortunately, I have army of 1. And yeah, and there you go, Jova. Now you know why there's no MP in this game, because they didn't want you to. They didn't want you to have to be afraid to think twice about using army of 1. So basically. Dun 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 dun.
That was weird.
Jova, come
Yes,
back
I'm right
to
here.
us, buddy. Did you even listen to a single word I said?
I was trying to, but you didn't make any sound for a bit there.
Oh, I take
No,
it
I
as well,
listened to
because I
you.
heard everyone else just fine.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Anyway.
Let's Skype being Skype. Anywho, okay. So what were you saying earlier, Pedro, before I couldn't hear you for a bit?
I'm the one you want.
Hello?
Yeah, I
Don't
think
bother, Pedro,
I
don't
think
bother.
Jova's having issues.
Even though it doesn't say any call connection problems for some reason on Skype, even though this is clearly a call connection problem.
Okay, fine. Jova,
So-
can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. Do you know how there's no MP in this game?
Yes.
Okay. Basically, like Toriyama said, the reason it didn't give you any cost for using abilities is because they didn't want you to think twice about using the most flashy abilities. So basically, since there's no cost, since there's no cost, I can just spam army of 1 and make every single battle a joke.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's kind of how. Well, sorry, that's kind of the same as how you were using the auto battle for most of the game.
True, but now I can, make them even more of a joke.
Yeah.
So does auto battle automatically select army of 1?
No, it doesn't. I have to
You
actually
have to
master
do that manually, Bo.
Well, I guess that's something.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this before, but does this game have a difficulty setting?
No, the 13-2 and Lightning Returns have though.
So this game is just easy all around if you know what you're doing.
This game is literally just one difficulty. There's JRPGs aren't usually known for. Well, actually, in recent years, actually, they've been having a lot more difficulty level options in JRPGs in recent years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not very familiar with a lot of RPGs. So.
Sure. Well, actually, again, sure. Like I said, that's one of the main reasons why I think you should keep your copy of Tales of the Crystal Zeph and eventually maybe get a PS3 if you can find it cheap. Because when it comes to difficulty levels, Tales of the Crystal Zeph is some of the best you'll be, because you can pick the easy setting, which is pretty easy to get through, or you can pick the harder difficulties, which are much more, especially if you go out of your way to do a lot of battles in the hard, because basically there's a thing where if you do like I think it's 100 battles. If you do 100 battles in the hard mode, you unlock the super hard mode, and then if you do like 100 battles in the super hard mode, you unlock an extreme mode, basically.
Okay.
So basically, the game is as hard as you want it to be.
Huh. Nice.
That's one of the things that I love about the way the series deals with the difficulty levels. The game is as hard as you want it to be. I like games that are customizable to the player's comfort level.
Well, I really enjoyed the prologue to it, so if I can get a PS3, I will do that.
Yeah, too. I don't know if I told you this before, but I showed the entire prologue of Grace's F.
Oh, okay.
You know,
the prologue of the ending of that game's prologue is, how shall we say, it's dark, shall we say.
Yeah, dark, very dark.
It's
Could it
pretty.
be compared to level 5 based on things that happened before it?
In Yokai Watch, yeah, maybe. Well, depends on which kind of level 5 game you're mentioning.
I mean, the fact it's quite light-hearted for the majority of the prologue.
Just to give an idea, Theo, because you haven't seen that. Basically, Theo, there's a big character arc involving a certain dog yokai, and at the very end of that particular series of that regarding that yokai, the ending kind of has him ambiguous. We kind of have him. They kind of imply that he dies at the end. By being
Or at least become someone.
and they make a joke out of it, and they're basically doing dark humor with it. They're kind of like it's kind of like seriously that game seriously for a game that's touted as a cute kids game, that game can get pretty adult when it comes to its humor.
That segment became both dark and in some cases suggestive.
That's why it's dark humor.
Suggestive.
Oh, that reminds me, Shira. I've already told Joe, but again, there's nothing really going on, so I might as well. Also, that Shira.
Oh wait, never mind. The battle's finally over.
But we're gonna have another one right away. So
Another behemoth game.
Jova, I know you only care about the story at this point, Jova, but I'm sorry, I have to show the gameplay parts for the sake of.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh,
it's okay, Pedro. It's okay, Pedro. I still look. I still care about the full package of the game for commentary's sake.
Yeah, of course.
Might as well show it off.
My problem is that again, it's when it comes to the side quests, it's even a matter of usually how I like to do my playthroughs. Usually, I like my playthroughs to just try to keep the thing going. Not sidestep too much. I kind of want because if I get too bogged down in side quests, I don't know. I kind of feel like the pacing of the playthrough kind of gets a bit dull on it, commentary wise. So I kind of prefer
basically
to just
balance stuff. Yeah, I basically balance stuff out because, I feel I can do main stuff also with side stuff, just as long as it's not too pace breaking. And hey, if there are some exceptions, just jump cut a bit.
Yeah, I make exceptions. For Nino Kuni, I made exceptions. I made sure to show all of the side quests involving Horus, because the side quest involving Horus is the best in the game.
And it's very useful.
Yeah, that too. That reminds me, Shira, I have already told you about this, but I haven't told you. I don't think I've told you. I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, while we were waiting for Jovo to show up, me and Whips and Theo were all on a lonesome. So basically, Shira, I showed Theo that episode of where Koma-san and Whisper are detectives. You remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah. I showed
the one with the phone call. You mean?
Yeah, the one with the phone. The one with the. I showed Theo that just for the sake of fun, and he was laughing his ass off from all the way.
Yes, yes, indeed. Oh god.
So where are we headed to now?
He says
we are literally following the hallway, or in this case, the expressway, up until its end.
Yeah. Following the terminal.
Hey, here's a question, guys. If you could use your Eidolons to, race across the racetrack and all that and fly over the place, why don't you just use your Eidolons for that so you can actually get to the stronghold or wherever you're headed?
Because that would
make the game more competent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we just had a cutscene or anything showing them using their Eidolons to soar all over the place.
But
Jova, characters are just going through the motions, to be quite honest.
But Jova, using Eidolons spends TP.
So, Lightning did it just fine for that battle after the cutscene.
But that's the thing, Jova. TP doesn't last forever. We can't just abuse TP because, especially because we still cannot buy items that replenish TP.
Okay, then in that case, still, why is there nothing showing the Eidolons wearing out from that?
The TPs are replenished by the star system.
Yeah, the star system.
Are.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Anyway.
never mind then. Are we almost there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Mr. Toriyama?
Not now.
Okay then. Just spam Army of One.
I'm sorry, Jova. I'm sorry, Jova. He's still praying. He's still praying in his lightning shrine.
I wonder if they'll make a 13-4 at some point.
Honestly,
No.
Hey, Teo, I just figured it out.
What?
Motomo Toriyama is the Mel Gibson of gaming. Except
boy.
instead of God, he worships lightning.
Pretty much.
Lightning
Well,
is God.
if I recall, he doesn't appear in his own game and loves to be tortured.
Well,
but,
remember, he specifically had the developers make a model of himself for Lightning Returns, remember?
yeah.
So, his waifu could have company.
Yep.
I guess.
Surprised he didn't have his OC hook up with Lightning in that game.
But yeah, again, I'm sorry to go off, but again, this is so interesting.
Didn't you mention before that one of the other employees at Square told him he had issues?
Several of the employees told him he had issues.
Yep. Even Kitase himself admitted Toriyama had a screw loose.
And yet he still doesn't fire him for some reason.
Yep.
Well, what's Toriyama doing now?
Maybe
He's
they
on
need a good
vacation.
laugh in that place. I don't
He's on vacation right now.
Wonder what he'll do when he gets back.
Or is he in hiding, maybe?
No, just take a really long vacation.
Oh,
Really?
these are not Sephiroth.
I see your power has grown, Mr. Villiers.
No kidding.
No matter. We will lay down our lives if that is what it takes to stop you.
Really?
Oh, we're on the same side here. We came back to stop all of this.
By destroying the world.
Nevertheless, you are the sea.
What?
Fighting
So let me
you
get
for the
this
sake
straight.
of a fight.
So let me get this straight. He admits that yes, they may be on the same side, but he said, "Oh, you're Lassie. That means you're
But
bad."
Jofa, it's the principle of the thing.
We can trust the pawns no more than the foul sea who move
There you go, Joe. But that's his logic.
humanity's fate
Paranoia.
in its own hands.
Didn't we
And
haven't
now
we
we're
fought this
fighting
already?
the Proud Clad. Okay.
Remember the proc class from Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
She doesn't know, but she will see.
That's this game's version of it.
Okay.
It's
so
a-
we're still going
Basically,
through Final
it's a
Fantasy
giant
VII
robot in
point.
the game. All you need to know. The Proud Clad in Final Fantasy VII it's a giant robot. For you need to know.
Except the proc fight in Final Fantasy VII actually looks cool. This thing,
Do you
Yeah.
show it up in our Final Fantasy VII LP?
don't worry.
Yes, it will show up.
It isn't. It is an obligatory boss, so we have to show it anyway. So. Yeah, like I was saying again, because this game is also interesting. It's interesting that Hino is said in an interview recently that he's been more feeling more like leaning more towards comedy with his writing because because as Yokai Watch in Snack World is very good at it. So yeah, by all means.
So, what's the overall idea with this boss?
That reminds
Basically, he loves to he loves energy attacks, as you see. Basically, he does that a lot of gun moves, and then loves to do that separation attack when he bombards a single character with all his guns.
You know,
But
this
it's
guy's...
more of a physical attacker. This battle is just a test, Jova. We will fight it again a bit later on,
Yeah.
and then he will be an asshole.
yeah.
that
the
would
first
explain
time-
why he's not flying away. You know,
The first
flying
time
and
I
shooting
fought
from a
this boss-
distance.
The first time I fought this boss, I was like, wait, that's it? This is the proc fight of this game? Really? How Well, then again, I guess that when the game will be over faster, so I guess I shouldn't really complain. But after that, he will soon return later. So
yay, I guess.
And that second battle with the Prophet, now that is the one that's annoying.
Yeah, it's bullshit as all hell.
Still not as bullshit as the final battle.
No, but well, it has the same mechanics, so might as well explain now. As you see, once the boss finishes the stabbing in stagger mode, he does a move when he heals a bit of HP and gains a bit of a bit buffs status. Okay, in the second battle, he practically regains half of his HP and gains even more buffs. So it's just it just makes the thing a lot more tedious.
Yeah. The music
I'm guessing this is his theme.
It doesn't seem to fit a battle. This music doesn't seem to fit a battle, sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't fit a battle, but the actual composition, like if it was in the right context, it would be fine-ish, I think.
Well, it works in cutscenes, but not in this
It's not amazing, but it's alright.
I'm guessing that this is Rivera's theme, or the theme of Psycom Soldier and everything, and that's why they're using it for this boss.
When we get to that thing, we'll actually get pretty damn good soundtrack in my opinion.
Also, Teo, I'm surprised. Usually I'm the one who talks about how misfitting of context the soundtrack is in this game.
Anyway, that reminds me, Teo, I actually showed both Dwips and Shiroi the theme that plays during the ending of Lightning Returns, because like I said, even though the ending is the worst thing ever created, the music that plays during it is freaking beautiful.
That reminds
I actually don't remember what was because I wasn't paying attention to that.
That reminds me, Paige.
I don't blame you, but it is. In fact, I might as well link it to you later, so you can take a good listen to it.
And there you go, run away like pussies.
So, by the way, Paige, a question. Do we ever hear the Metal Chocobo theme in Final Fantasy XIII too?
Oh, don't worry, Jova. I will make sure I show that off, because that has to be seen. So we can properly...
Don't you mean heard?
So I can properly rant about how that is the worst piece of music ever put in a Final Fantasy game.
Apparently you showed Shiroi it.
Yeah, I did. Shiroi?
Can't give up.
Yes.
No one else knows the truth.
Not to mention Jova. Guess what? There's rap music in 13 too.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, the first time I heard the soundtrack of 13 I was like,
what? Chocobo theme.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. So only Bartandalus isn't on it? Wait, I thought they said that all the Falsi are on it, yet now the characters are suggesting that it was all just Bartandalus's idea? Okay, make up your mind, story. Is it all the Falsi or just Bartandalus?
It's kind of confusing, Jova. Basically, basically, Jova, all the Falsi are puppets who obey Bartandalus.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. So what, you're telling me that apparently one Falsi controls all Falsi? That makes even less sense! Wouldn't that suggest that, he can do all this basically on a whim? I mean, honestly, okay, I can always...
Remember, not only Falsis cannot intervene directly, but Cocoon Falsis cannot harm themselves. So only a Pulse Falsi can harm something from Cocoon.
I get that, but here's my problem, is you're telling me that Bartandalus has had every Falsi under his control for all these years, and yet it's taken him this long to get to his step of the plan?
It's not said, but I guess it's very implied he tried several times.
Then how could he have failed all those times?
I don't know, probably his subject turned to thief or were destroyed.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, something interesting's happening.
Yeah, soldiers actually being competent. And then giant turtle. It's Godzilla!
Basically, Shiroi, this is the Andamantoise. It's the biggest monster in the game.
Are we gonna have to fight it?
Technically, the Adamant aren't that's the big one. The Adamantoise, it's just kind of like its puppy.
Oh wait, is it the other way? I thought the big one was the Adamantoise.
All the things you've seen throughout this is what you're panicking about?
Shut up, plot.
Let me guess. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
adamant
actually, this is
shell.
the
Oh
puppy,
gosh,
because
it
in the big one you have to first attack its leg, then
Yeah.
it falls off and you have to attack the head.
You were saying something, Shiroi?
Yeah, why couldn't they have used the cutscene graphics for this? Because it looks god awful now.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is the point where they kind of ran out of budget.
Just now? You'd think they would have run out of budget at some point in the middle of how much has been put into that.
Oh well. Army of
But
One.
yeah, actually, to be fair, yeah, Shuri brings up a good point. Do we ever fight these things again, really?
Only inside stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, wouldn't it have been better to have this be more a cutscene?
I don't know.
Well, I guess it gives us a reason to fight him, but even still, though, I mean... So let me guess, after this, the SciComm soldiers that they're helping out will realize that not all of us are bad?
Yeah, Young Rush will actually have a change of heart by the end of the next part, if I remember correct. It's the next part, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's the next part.
Check, it should be. Yeah, it's probably... no, it's part 33.
Who's Young
Oh yeah, yeah.
Rush?
Oh yeah, part.
The non-Sephiroth.
Oh, I thought his name was Rivera.
Young Rush.
No.
Rick Day is that guy who
Rick
killed.
Day is
No. Not Rigdare, Rivera. But
Rivera.
then again, I probably had the mistaken with something
Manny
else.
Rivera, Manny Calavera.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, Jovo.
I think I have it mixed up with someone else, but yeah, so yeah, Young Rush, I guess, yeah. But I was more so talking about the SciComm soldier that was about to get crushed. But yeah, sure.
Honestly, no. If I recall correctly, no, because you have to fight them even later on, and there are still a couple of them that can be fought right before the final dungeon.
Sure, why not? Let's have nobody learn anything.
Yep.
You know what,
Because
sure.
racism and shit.
Yeah.
Even though at this point it's
Again, I know I keep bringing this topic up, but again, the game, there's nothing interesting going on in the game. So, you know what I mean. In fact, Tara, now that I think about it, you know what would make this plot regarding Sentinels a lot better?
Oh, look who's trying to make the game better now. I thought you said it was hopeless.
I know it's hopeless because it will never happen.
It's okay, Pedro. It's okay. Go on.
I would love for this I would love for them to pull a Yokai Watch with this one and have the heroes prank call Bartendelas and just ignore him until he gets annoyed and goes towards them and goes, "Take me seriously, okay?"
Ah, you see, you're right. Pedro's learning to be hopeful.
Unfortunately, Jove, I'm thinking of a much better company. So
exactly. Yeah. Actually, imagine that level 5 trying to do a Final
he's
Fantasy.
trying to use something good to take away from the pain of this joke.
Yeah.
Like I said, with a lot of games like Dragon Quest VIII and Nino Kuni, level 5 have proved that they understand RPGs a lot better than Square. So I'm absolutely sure that they would make a much better Final Fantasy game than Square.
As far as I recall, there is no such thing as a bad Dragon Quest game so far.
Oh yeah, totally.
Actually, Pedro, now you gave me an idea. Imagine if Level 5 remade this game, but with more humor and whatnot.
Nah. Honestly, this game doesn't deserve to be remade. It just deserves to be forgotten.
This game doesn't really. This nothing about this really says Level 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But that's what I was imagining.
That's one of the main reasons why the White Knight Chronicles games were a bit on the weak side in certain aspects, because Sony was basically having Level 5 work on something that's not at all what they're good at, what they're passionate about.
That's weird, because usually Sony is more freelance.
Yeah, but the problem is that remember, Joe, those were the early days of the PS3, when the PS3 was bombing in sales.
Sony was very incompetent with its console.
Yeah, so basically, at Final Fantasy XIII was still years releasing, so they wanted some JRPG, fantasy-like JRPG to appeal to the fans.
Oh my God, there's actual people in the overfield. Can we talk to them?
So they had Level 5 create a more realistic, graphically style JRPG. And as we all know, level 5 is not at all about that kind of RPG.
To answer your question, Jova, no. They just said something on their own.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we end this part, here's this. Again, we don't know if we'll include the full interview in the part. It's only 3 minutes anyway, so we might as well watch the whole thing.
Let's take a look. Yeah. All right, ready.
3, 2, 1, click. Gamer Live TV.
Courtesy of that channel, whatever.
So, Tia, what was it like getting to shake hands?
Let's actually pay attention before we...
Oh, hardships, working in a tiny black box behind a microphone, relying completely on the words in front of you.
I can't blame her.
And the direction of the director having to trust him, which Jack Fletcher is a...
Also, those earrings look like they're painful on the ears.
Hey, just like Sarah's necklace.
We, for the most part, stand in a tiny black room.
You see, they were getting in character.
We sometimes
Okay,
have
hold
a
on.
monitor
That's
that
actually...
has graphics on it, but not finished, so it looks like kind of a weird abstract drawing of what's going on.
Is she sure she's not talking about the final release?
Having no real idea of what the game is going to be like when it comes to fruition.
Now, what are some of the ways that you research a character or get into that?
Yeah, it's here. It's here.
Honestly, because Square-Enix had already sort of finished the Japanese version, it was really nice to have a Japanese actress to work off of. Even though I don't understand a lick of Japanese, it was very helpful to listen to her voice inflection and hear the things that she came up with. Even though I couldn't understand a thing, it just was interesting to feel what she felt, and that helped guide me as well.
Wow, I feel so sorry for her when we get to Lightning Returns.
Pay attention.
I think the character herself, I mean, come on. Everybody needs to own a gun sword at some time in their life, and I got to wield a gun blade and fight monsters and fall off of big, huge buildings, and you can't do that in real life without, you know,
dying
being alive the next day.
Have you gotten a chance to play the game?
I have not. I've been so busy at this.
She doesn't want anything to do with it.
Hey, you know, I just realized there's also an interview with Vanille's voice actor. I'm tempted to look into that.
What's your favorite line?
Yeah, here it is. The favorite line. Here we go. Pay attention here.
It's kind of silly. It was something we came up with to sort of give people the feel of Lightning's character. Whenever she saw something extremely big and scary and felt completely defenseless and had no idea what she was going to do, she simply said, "Right."
Wait, what? Right. That was the reason she said right?
Now,
right, this is a problem.
Aspiring voice actors out there, do you have any like words of wisdom for them?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's not entirely this one, but basically to put you guys in more context, there was one other interview where she said that basically it's a specific thing from the Japanese version where she says something that if you translate it literally into English, it would make no sense. So they decided to make it right. So that's pretty much it. So that's where the right line came from. So I thought it was a little bit interesting to me. Anyway, everybody, that was part 44. See you for the next one.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.